most of the major denominations are acquiescing on this issue, along with trying to find a way to codify those that favor same-sex marriage. So we're less, I think probably Vic's explanation of how everything in the printing world has become a financial proposition is the reason why certain things are being deleted, are being cut out of evangelical publications. So that was so well done, and I appreciate it. I want to be part of helping that. We want to do some monographs, some smaller printings. For instance, I've taken note and want to talk to Vic about Cornerstone Publishing and working with Jim so we don't duplicate each other's efforts. Right now, a booklet on the history of Holy Conferencing. And I think Mark could head that up. Today, a good part of our time in that wonderful session was spent in Mark helping us understand the history of this concept of accountability. He's got a real good handle on it. He and Steve Stanley, I think, probably know more about the basics of it than anyone I know. And so that's something we desperately need. So thank you for being interested. Thank you for caring. Pray for us that God, we have a benefactor that is on the cusp of giving us a huge block of money. And when we get it, we'll share it, I promise. All of you can have some of it that are working in this project. Again, Dr. Seelings, who is the head of our group under which we're credentialed, is totally supportive. There's some people in our group that can help with some of this production. The one thing, Vic, I think we need pretty desperately, we've got a really good cover design man, an artist, graphic designer, but he is really difficult to get hold of. If you can help us, I'm asking God to give us somebody who is just really gifted in this area that we might bring on full time, that we could bring on, and we have a suite of offices at our place. Of course, you have plenty of space here. We can find a way to underwrite them and just speed up the process. So these are things we're doing. Now let me say this about Dr. Odotone in West Africa. There isn't any way, there is absolutely no way in this setting that I can convey to you this incredible heartburn that I and Alan and William and Vic and Dr. Hux and others who have been there have in regard to the opportunity. Let me just tell you this. These guys that Dr. Odotone sets before us as we teach, sometimes we have 20, my last class was 48. The men and women in my class oversaw literally tens of thousands of Nigerian Christians. I had the assistant of the Mountain of Fire in one of my classes, which is the fastest growing denomination in Africa. Is that correct? I think now they have, how many churches? Is it 35,000? I mean,
just increasing.
Yeah. I had one district superintendent in my class that I went through this fellowship of accountability. Set him up. He's gone back and implemented it in his entire denomination. And I just got a letter from him telling me that the practice of that particular teaching saved an entire schism in a huge group of churches. That's one reason why, if you get everything under control with Ebola, I'm ready to move over there. I mean, you can just have
don't you have faith?
Jesus recognized a very fine, legitimate group who were of little faith. So, big faith.
But you see, I have faith that I will not carry Ebola from here to
So the incredible influence. For instance, I think we need to get Vic's systematic theology in print. And we've got a lot of other things to do. Well, these big groups under Rupert Murdoch are not going to print this stuff. They're just not going to do it. But I believe God will help us get it done. And the thing of it is, The multiplications, the things you're doing here, Jim, are impressive. But we've also got to get this material available over there. We really do. This is really, really good stuff. And it's available to people who don't have an academic theological background. And I want to say something else about this academic thing. Jim, we want to be respected in the academic community. But this whole thing of Dr. this and Dr. that, there was never Dr. Jesus or Dr. Paul. You know, I'm not diminishing education at all. But I'm okay with Brother Eddie. I'm okay, and I know we're just not trying to impress anybody academically. I mean, that was, well, I grew up in an old group of people that taught the death row. You know anything about the death? Well, if there's anything we need to die out to, it's our diplomas. I mean, any diploma I had, I got by pulling the wool over the professor's eyes anyway. And that's funny if you think about it. That's how I got my sheepskin, pulled the wool over the professor's eyes. Now, what we do want to do is be careful, exact. We want to develop acuity, and we want to make an impression. But I thank God that we've got a lot of people who can help us who may not feel that I've yet achieved all I need to academically. Some of you are way ahead of some of the rest of them. My daddy had a 7th grade education.